I started using recofits for training when I was fighting shin splints, and really found they helped with my recovery after the long runs.
I think recofit is incredible just for the extra support in the lower extremities, just to help with the compression but also accelerate blood flow.
Rise, rest, ice, compression, elevation. So C, recofit provides the C.
Most of our staff members wear them a great deal at work, including myself, because we're standing most of the day on a concrete floor.
The fatigue is often a huge factor next to fitness, but the recofit helps improve that because of the recovery factor and the gradient compression, which really improves my game.
Well, recofit components are basically compression.
Oftentimes running downhill, I start sort of treading gingerly as I'm running down those hills, and with the recofits on, your legs just feel much more supported, and I can run much faster going downhill and across broken terrain. So
I had used recofit during an Achilles tendon injury that had helped it just accelerate the whole healing process.
When I wear recofits, I feel like I did a spring. It's almost like a springing action with it because it's so tight around the calf that it creates that springing action that, it's like a jump.
During cyclocross season, I race back-to-back days all through the season. And what I've found is by wearing them the night before and then during the race for recovery from the first race, wear them at night again, wear them in the second race, I'm feeling a lot better than I normally have been.
What was appealing to me was that they're not socks. You have the component that you can put on without changing your sock, then you don't have to worry about your socks anymore.
With recofit, they're customized to your leg, so they're tighter on your leg, and the problem is that if you sweat, the shin guard will fall down your shin, and with recofit, your legs cross and the shin guard stays on.
I've taken to wearing the recofits while I'm traveling, whether I'm going to a race or just to a business meeting, and it really does noticeably reduce the swelling while you're in the air.
The designs are beautiful, and I love the look and feel of it.
And people always ask me, what are those, and why do you wear them, and I tell them where to get them. We're constantly having to call you to reorder, so that's a good thing.